When one thinks of a desert, the image that often comes to mind is one of endless, lifeless sand dunes. But there are places on our planet that challenge this very idea. The Kalahari Desert is one such remarkable place. It is not a true desert in the strictest sense, but rather a vast, semi-arid, sandy savanna. This immense region stretches across a huge part of southern Africa, covering much of Botswana and extending into parts of Namibia and South Africa. It is a land of immense scale and subtle beauty, a place where life has found the most ingenious ways to endure against the odds. It is a world shaped by sand and sun, a kingdom waiting to reveal its secrets. The name Kalahari is derived from the Swana word gala, which means the great thirst, or galagadi, meaning a waterless place. This name perfectly captures the essence of the challenge that all living things face here. Despite its arid nature, the Kalahari is home to an astonishing variety of life. It supports more animals and plants than a true desert like the Sahara in the north of Africa. This is because it receives a small, yet vital, amount of rainfall each year. This seasonal rain transforms the landscape, bringing forth grasses and filling ancient riverbeds, providing a temporary but crucial lifeline for the creatures that call this immense wilderness their home. The Kalahari is a land of ancient origins, a sprawling basin of sand that has been shaped by the wind over millions of years. The sands themselves are characteristically red, colored by a fine coating of iron oxide. This gives the landscape its iconic, fiery hue, which seems to glow with an inner light during sunrise and sunset. This sea of sand is not entirely flat. It is patterned with long, parallel dunes stabilized not by rock but by the roots of hardy grasses and resilient shrubs. It is within this seemingly simple yet complex environment that a hidden world of wildlife thrives, each creature a master of survival in its own unique way. Understanding the Kalahari requires us to look beyond its name. It's a place of paradoxes, a desert that is not quite a desert, a waterless place that bursts with life after the rains. It is a landscape that demands patience from any observer. To truly see the wonders of the Kalahari, one must look closely at the tracks in the sand, listen to the calls in the cool night air, and appreciate the incredible resilience of every plant and animal. It is a testament to the power of life to adapt and flourish in even the most challenging corners of our extraordinary planet, a living, breathing wilderness of immense character. The climate of the Kalahari is one of dramatic extremes, a constant test for all its inhabitants. During the long, sun-drenched summer months, temperatures can soar to blistering heights, often climbing above 40 degrees Celsius. The sun beats down relentlessly upon the red sand, making the surface too hot to touch. There is very little shade to offer relief from this intense heat. Conversely, the winter nights can be surprisingly and bitterly cold. With clear skies and dry air, the heat of the day radiates away quickly, and temperatures can plummet to below freezing, leaving a sharp frost on the sparse vegetation by dawn. This vast swing in temperature from scorching days to freezing nights is a fundamental challenge of life here. The landscape itself is a direct result of this climate. The Kalahari is often described as a fossil desert, a place whose major features were shaped long ago. The rolling dunes, which are so characteristic of the region, are ancient. They are now largely fixed in place by a surprising variety of vegetation. Unlike the shifting sands of other great deserts, these dunes are held together by the deep roots of tough grasses, thorny acacia trees and hardy shrubs. These plants are experts at finding and storing water, their survival depending on their ability to withstand long periods of drought. Their presence provides not only stability to the land, but also food and shelter for countless animals. Water is the most precious resource in this semi-arid world, and its presence dictates the rhythm of life. For most of the year, there is no surface water to be found. The rain, when it comes, is often brief and falls during the summer months. It soaks quickly into the porous sand, vanishing from sight but not from the ecosystem. This underground water sustains the deep-rooted trees, and in some areas it collects in shallow pans. These pans, which are vast, flat depressions of clay, can hold water for weeks after a downpour, transforming into temporary oases that attract wildlife from all corners of the desert, creating a vibrant hub of activity. The land, therefore, is a mosaic of different habitats, each presenting its own opportunities and trials. There are the open grasslands on the dune crests, the thicker acacia woodlands in the valleys between them, and the life-giving pans that appear after the rains. Every creature here has developed a strategy to navigate this varied landscape and its harsh climate. They must know where to find food when it is scarce, how to conserve every drop of water, and how to find shelter from the relentless sun and the biting cold of the night. It is a continuous, delicate dance of survival, played out every day across this vast and unforgiving stage. The Kalahari is home to a remarkable cast of mammals, each one perfectly tuned to its environment. Perhaps the most iconic is the meerkat, a small, sociable mongoose that lives in large family groups called mobs or gangs. They are experts at cooperation, with some individuals standing guard on their hind legs, scanning the skies for eagles, while others forage for insects and lizards. To escape the midday heat, they retreat into extensive, cool underground burrow systems. Another master of adaptation is the gemsbok, a large and striking antelope. It can survive for long periods without drinking water, obtaining the moisture it needs from the plants it eats, and it can raise its body temperature to avoid water loss through sweating. The bird life of the Kalahari is just as impressive, with many species showing incredible adaptations. The sociable weaver is a tiny bird that builds enormous communal nests, some of which can weigh over a ton and house hundreds of individuals. These incredible structures act as natural air conditioning systems. The central chambers stay cool during the heat of the day, while the outer rooms retain heat, providing warmth during the cold desert nights. High above, the bateleur eagle soars on the thermal currents, covering vast distances in search of prey. Its exceptional eyesight allows it to spot snakes and small mammals from a great height, making it a formidable hunter in this open landscape. Reptiles are, of course, perfectly suited to desert life, and the Kalahari has its share of fascinating species. The Cape cobra is a highly venomous snake whose golden yellow color provides excellent camouflage against the sand. It is often active during the day, hunting for rodents, lizards, and even other snakes. To survive, it uses existing burrows to hide from predators and the extreme temperatures. Then there is the puff adder, a master of ambush. Its patterned skin blends in perfectly with the sand and dry leaves, allowing it to lie in wait for unsuspecting prey. Its survival depends on its ability to conserve energy, waiting patiently for a meal to come to it. Even the smaller creatures have developed extraordinary ways to cope. The barking gecko, a tiny nocturnal lizard, avoids the daytime heat by living in burrows dug into the soft sand. At night it emerges to hunt for insects, and its distinctive clicking call is a common sound in the cool desert air. These animals, from the largest antelope to the smallest gecko, are all part of a complex web of life. Each has carved out a niche, a specific role in the ecosystem, and each possesses a unique set of skills that allows it to not just survive, but to thrive in the great thirstland of the Kalahari. The animals of the Kalahari are not just isolated wonders. They are essential parts of a delicate and interconnected system. Each species plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of the environment. The large grazers, like the gemsbok and springbok, help to shape the landscape by controlling vegetation growth. Their constant browsing prevents any single plant species from becoming too dominant. The predators, from the Kalahari lion to the bateleur eagle, are vital for keeping the populations of these herbivores in check, ensuring a natural balance. Even the smallest creatures, like the dung beetles, perform a critical service, recycling nutrients and enriching the sandy soil, which supports the entire food chain. This intricate balance, however, is fragile and is facing increasing threats from the modern world. Human activities are beginning to encroach upon this ancient wilderness. The construction of fences, for example, can block the traditional migration routes of animals like wildebeest and zebra. These animals have always followed the rains to find fresh grazing, and when their paths are blocked, they can become trapped in areas without food or water. Climate change also poses a significant threat, with predictions of rising temperatures and even more erratic rainfall, which could push this already stressed ecosystem beyond its limits of endurance. Protecting this unique wilderness is therefore of the utmost importance, not just for the animals themselves, but for us as well. The Kalahari is one of the last great, relatively untouched expanses of nature in southern Africa. It is a living laboratory where we can study how life adapts to extreme conditions, providing insights that could be valuable in a warming world. The survival of the San people, the original inhabitants of this land, is also intrinsically linked to the health of the desert. For thousands of years they have lived in harmony with this environment, possessing a deep and rich knowledge of its plants and animals. Ultimately, the wildlife of the Kalahari represents a heritage of immense value. These animals are symbols of incredible resilience, beauty, and the enduring power of nature. Their survival depends on our willingness to recognize the fragility of their world and to act thoughtfully and responsibly to protect it. By establishing large conservation areas, managing resources sustainably, and respecting the ancient rhythms of the land, we can help to ensure that the wildlife wonders of the Kalahari will continue to inspire and fascinate future generations. This fragile kingdom, with all its remarkable inhabitants, is a treasure that our planet cannot afford to lose.